The first person joining us to discuss this topic is Lev Aron, a former coordinator of Israel-India Parliamentary Friendship League, who is joining us from Israel. Lev, thank you very much for being here. First of all, I want to touch on the exchange that we've seen overnight, the bodies of four Israeli hostages once they are confirmed to be Israeli hostages. How important is this for the next phase of a ceasefire deal with conversations and talks still yet to start?
We cannot sugarcoat it. It is a deal that both Hamas and Israel hate. I'm speaking about the Israeli government. And they're doing it because they want to comply with the new American policy. And there is a huge demand from Arab countries, from Jordan, from Egypt, also from Qatar, a huge demand for Hamas to let the hostages outside, dead or alive. And there is a huge demand on Israel also, at least the first phase, to do it okay. So it is important in the sense that we see the leverage of the Trump administration. I think in this sense it is very important.
Yes, and looking at the Trump administration and what Trump has posted, I'd like to come to our next guest for this, Ali M. Abushbak, an independent Palestinian researcher who is joining us from Cairo. Ali, thank you for being here. The video that Donald Trump has shared, I assume that you have seen it. It must be horrible for people living in Palestine to see something like this. Is that something that you agree with? And what is the opinion of what Trump has done in terms of sharing images of Netanyahu and a gold statue of Trump in Gaza, an area which is not American and Trump currently has no jurisdiction over?
Well, thank you for having me. Let me just only turn your attention about we are in the critical deadline looms for the first phase of ceasefire between Hamas and between Israel and Gaza. Things is Donald Trump, he tried to pressurize the main actor in between the main actor in Israeli side and Palestinian side to move forward to end this kind of conflict and the end of the war. By his perspective, on the ground, Palestinians are eagerly waiting for the result, what will happen. Either they will displaced according to Donald Trump plan and Netanyahu's will, or they will stay and rebuild Gaza according to Egypt's plan, which counter the Donald Trump plan about the Gaza Rivera. Things is not yet settled down, but there is a hope that they will reach to some solution. Whether they are going to extend the first phase and the structure of the agreement between Hamas and Israel, it has a capability to extend the first phase of negotiation. Also, Hamas showing their flexibility. They show their flexibility for the negotiation and for releasing more captive or hostages from Gaza. On the ground, people are eagerly waiting what will happen for the next coming or for the coming month.
Yes, absolutely. Lev Aron, coming back to you, is there hope that talks will see a next phase of the ceasefire deal? We know, of course, military action around Gaza has stepped up following breakdowns in communication and issues with the ceasefire deal. Do you think that a second phase is likely, or do you think that it's more likely that Israel will return to military action within the Gaza Strip?
I will speak from Netanyahu's point of view. I don't think he wants the second phase because it is a political phase. But since now Trump is a demigod immune to any criticism, I don't think that Netanyahu can say no to a second phase dictated by Trump. So as long as, let's say, as Trump's appetite for a second phase will not be very big, I don't think Netanyahu will want a second political phase. He will want to continue the first phase, which is apolitical. But again, it is all up to Trump at this point.
Ali, coming back to you, Trump's influence in the war between Israel and Hamas and the wider implications for the Palestinian people living in Gaza is clear. How does a dialogue between Hamas or the people of Palestine make sure that what they want is put across in these negotiations, and it's not just somebody in America making the decisions for millions of people?
Well, on the ground, Palestinian, they will adopting the steadfastness technique for their, in front of this kind of war. But next week, coming week, Israel have decided to send their delegation to the Cairo for continue the negotiation, which is supposed to be last 2 weeks according to the agreement, the first phase. Netanyahu, he tried to delay it and trying to find any excuses to, like a pretext for delaying in this delegation. But also on the ground, it seems that both of sides, Palestinian and Israel, here Hamas, they are not interested to go back to the war. So the thing is, both of sides, Israel and Hamas, they are not interested to go back to the war. Even the Benjamin Netanyahu is not interested to be the intense war like have been seen for last 15 months. And most of the captive or hostages who got released by Hamas, most of them are civilian, and who's remain with Hamas, they are most of them from army. So for him, maybe can't tolerate this issue with the Israeli community. And also on the ground, Benjamin Netanyahu and the Israeli army, it seems that they got tired from the 15 months of the war, and we have seen that they shift the Israeli military campaign to the West Bank, and nowadays there is some campaign in Syria that carried out by airstrike. So the thing is, it will not be intense. Maybe they will focus on assassinated and targeting the head of Palestinian resistance and some people who support Hamas and some the police guard from Hamas, like have seen during the ceasefire this time. Israel assassinated 3 Palestinian policemen during the ceasefire last week. So I guess it will not be like they will not ground invasion Gaza. This is what I can see.
Thank you very much, Ali. Also, thank you to Lev for joining us.